Hi everyone, how are you going? It's Christine from Yarn About Yarn. Yeah, just for the September update. I'm actually sitting on my exercise ball, so I'll try not to wobble too much. I've just warped up my rigid heddle loom with this slubby cotton, and I thought before I start weaving and get engrossed in the weaving, I'll pop on because it's nearly the end of the month. So I'm using this slubby cotton. You may have seen on my Instagram I had one that was done in natural and sand. Well, I'm using the natural and the sand, but also popping in this gorgeous rosy pink. I'm on my Instagram as Yarn About Yarn. Most places is Yarn About Yarn, and it's all linked in the description below. But as well as the slubby cottons, I've got this bag of Avril yarns. Well, I've also got some Kremke Soul Stellaris in the silver, so I might pop that in. But what I was going to add in was all these fun little textures, and I'm not sure where I got these from. Got them off Etsy like a long time ago and just haven't used them. So really fun textures that I'm just going to weave through that one. Yeah, like I said, before I got engrossed in that, I'd pop on and say hello. I did a bit of a whip down sort of video was my last one, and thank you everyone who left comments, and I have frogged the Frida jacket. I hesitated. I looked at it a couple of times and thought I'd really like the finished jacket. I don't know whether I'd wear it, but just to, I don't know. I just thought I would like seeing it done, but I just can't put the hours and hours of knitting into it. I'm not enjoying the actual knitting, so that's been frogged. I also frogged a couple of others, which were a bit of a surprise. I frogged Threadbare, which was that multicoloured intarsia sort of wrap from Kieran Foley. I've decided I'm actually going to use those yarns and weave and hopefully get a similar result, but it's not going to take as long. It'll still take quite a while because it's going to be quite a fiddly weave, but I think I'll enjoy that more than the actual knitting. The other one I frogged was my heirloom quilt cardigan, because I'm not enjoying the knitting of that either, but I've already got an idea for repurposing that yarn, so just stay tuned. What I've been working on, no finishes this month. As you know, I did a fair bit of traveling, and then I came home and I was away for another 5 days down in Newcastle. I was doing a workshop with Jo Hamilton, who is from Portland, Oregon. She's originally from Glasgow, I think, in Scotland, and she does crochet portraits. So you may have seen on my Instagram, I did a contemporary crochet portrait workshop with Jo Hamilton, which was amazing. And I've just finished the portrait, but yeah, I have a lot to learn in crocheting, let alone crocheting portraits. So my tension's a bit all over the place. Looking at everyone else's at the workshop, I realized I crochet quite tightly. So I probably should have gone up a hook size. But anyway, I've got that blocking to try and flatten it out. I did finish it yesterday, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so no finishes, but I did get a bit of knitting done. When I went away for the workshop in Newcastle, I decided to take my Ellen, which, if you remember from my whip video, I only had like 2 rows done it. And so I took that, and that was the only knitting I worked on while I was away. Now, what have I done with it? So I found the tags for the yarn. The grey is 100% linen from Daring, and the raspberry colour, which for some reason I'm holding double, is also a Daring yarn. Now I won't be able to find the tag, but it was a silk. Yeah, can't find the tag. It's actually a silk, and it's a it's not a smooth silk, it's one of those rough sort of silks. So I'm working on one of the fronts, and this is what I've got. So I've got to do it's a 1 row stripe. So you do a stripe, knit a stripe in each colour, and then you're moving them to the other end of the needle and purling a stripe with each colour. So that's how you get your 1 row stripes. So I've got to do that and for probably another 10 centimetres, I think. So I've actually made some progress on that. And yeah, it's amazing what you can do when you only have one project to work on. So that was just what I did in the evenings after being at the workshop all day. So I've been working on that. The other thing I've been working on is my ironwork tee, trying to get that done. And this is in the Skein yarn. It's in Skein Merino Silk Sport, so it's a 50% silk, 50% merino, and I'm using the colour Tempest, and the other colour I'm using, I'm not sure. Not very helpful, is it? So worked up to the armholes, and then it's split for the back and the front. So I have completed the back, and I'm just working on the front, shaping at the moment, which is coming along. So hopefully it won't be, hopefully by the end of next month I'll have something to show. Although I am going to be busy knitting next month. Yeah, so that's the Tempest. So that is coming on pretty quickly. And because I'm so close and the weather is warming up, that's my nighttime TV knitting now, to try and get that done so I can get that finished. The other thing I've been working on, which is quite an addictive knit for such a big project, is the Mild Magic Blanket by Stephen West. So it is absolutely huge. I'm not going to be able to show you. I'm up to section 9, I think it is now, which is a mild section in seed stitch. But yeah, it's actually getting a bit warm to work on, because it's 2 fingering weights held together, and as you can see, it is like getting absolutely huge. What I'm doing now before I choose the new colour is I lay it out to try and sort of balance the colours a bit. I'll show you where I'm up to. I'm colouring in the sections as I go, so I've still got a long way to go. So I'm on section 9 at the moment, which is quite a big section. I think 9 and, was it 18, look like the biggest sections. So it'll be nice to get onto, 10, 11 and 12, get a few small sections done. Yeah, so that's that Mild Magic Blanket. I'm just using scraps, and I've actually pulled a couple of full skeins out of my stash that I might add in, only because I don't think I'm going to have enough scraps, and just to sort of swap up the colours a little bit. Okay. So I feel like I'm rushing through this, but I'm keen to get back to my weaving. Yeah, so as we all know, it's coming up to the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which this year he's calling Musical. Just flick that message away. Musical, and it's 4 fingering weights. So every year when I get to the end of the last Mystery Knit Along, I think I've done the last 4, I always say, no, never again, never again. But I've just been thinking, like, I love the community aspect. I love the challenge of trying to get it done, each clue done in that week. And I always learn something new. So I figured I would join in this year. Now, I was looking at what yarns to use. He hasn't given too much away. Like, quite often he'll say, you want a fade, or you want a darker, lighter, medium. And looking at the kits, like he's had a full range of like just 4 totally unconnected colours to, sort of fades with a pop. So I wasn't sure what direction to head in this year. So I had a couple of options. first of all, I thought I'm just going to go wild, Stephen West wild. And I had these skip rope yarns, the zebra yarns, which would make it quite fun. Not sure about this one. It's sort of a bit of an outlier being that rusty colour. And then I thought, because they've all got that black in common, maybe I could swap out that one and have a black, which would really make them pop. And I think if I'd had a black in a fingering weight, maybe that's what I would do. I'm still tempted by this. Yeah, especially the more I look at it, the more I think, I need to get my hands on a black, and that could be a winner. But anyway, so that's one combination. The other combination I had was much more subdued. It's colours that are, I'll just show you, basically a fade. It's from Ash and Eve Designs, and it's this lovely pink fade here. But I think I'd like to use these for something else. It's just not boring, but there's no, I don't know, there's just nothing. These two are also really close. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I just use 3 and then got something to, you know, contrast with those. But lovely colour, but I'm just not feeling that for the MCal. So let me know what you think. I'd sort of dismiss the skip rope yarns, but I think I might look for a black and see what that goes. But what I had decided on in the meantime, after sort of discounting both of these and frogging my heirloom quilt cardigan, which sounds like I frogged a whole cardigan, I had like half a square. But like I said, I was hesitant to frog it. I was talking about it in my last video because I have so much of the yarn, as you can see. And it's the Koken yarn, indigo dyed. And I've just got, some of them I've got 3 balls of, others I've just got 1 ball. And it's basically variations of the indigo dyeing. So I've got one that's quite lightly speckled, you know, one that's a bit more heavily speckled. This one's more of a different colour, but it's more of the blue. That one, quite a bit of blue, right up to this one, which is a solid, but then also the really dark indigo solid, which is actually a blue, it's not a black. So I was thinking I would do the MCal in these because I do wear a lot of blue as accessories as well. And I think it would be quite nice, but now I'm looking at the skip rope zebra yarn and thinking I want something that's a bit more interesting for the MCal, a bit more impactful. But I don't know, I might get the skip rope wound up, see if I can source a black and just see what the first clue brings. But let me know what you think. Should I go with this? I mean, yeah, I don't know. So they're my options. Using the Koken in the blues or the skip rope in the brights. So let me know what you think, please. And let me know, are you doing the MCal this year? I know I've heard quite a few people have said that they're going to do it, so that's really exciting. Yeah, so we're only 15 minutes in and I've basically told you everything that I wanted to tell you. So nice short one for the end of this month. I don't know whether, I'm close to finishing a couple of things, but whether I get them done in the next month, I highly doubt it, because the MCal usually takes up all my knitting time. Because like I said, I try to get it finished. It's like a personal challenge. Finish that in the week. Yeah. Oh, something I also wanted to say is I received a lovely gift yesterday in the mail. I went to the post office, hadn't been since I'd been away, and there was a parcel waiting for me, and it was 2 pair of hand knit socks. And I just thought it was absolutely lovely. And I think you watch, so I have thanked you, but thank you again. And my husband said to me, he goes, doesn't she know you knit? And I'm like, yes, but I don't like knitting socks. I do love hand knit socks. But I thought that's all the more reason to knit, to give a hand knitted gift to someone. Like, I know how much time goes into knitting, especially knitting a pair of socks. So I was really appreciative, and not just 1 pair, but 2 pair, and they fit absolutely beautifully. When I've knit socks for myself in the past, I have really struggled to get them over my heel, and these socks just pull on beautifully. They are so comfortable, and yeah, I can't wait. Well, I can wait for the weather to cool down, but I'm looking forward to having 2 new pair of hand knit socks to wear next autumn and winter. So thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's it. No more rabbiting on. I'm going to get on with this weaving, and I'll probably show it on Instagram when it's finished, which is where I've been showing most of my finished weaves. I've got a exhibition market coming up at the end of the month, so I want to do a few summary things. So the basis of this one is slub cotton, and I've got another one that I did, which I showed on my Instagram, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago. So if you missed that, go and have a look. Oh, the other thing, I haven't done any designing for a long time. I think my last design that I put out was Lycoris, which was 2022 maybe. So, and I don't know whether I will be doing any more designing. So what I've done, I've gone back and I've just reduced the price of all my designs. Like, I figure they're getting a bit old, a bit stale. So I went through Ravelry and on my Etsy store, and I've just reduced the price of all my knitting patterns. So if you're interested, yeah, go and check them out. Like I said, all the links are below, and yeah, I think that's it. So hopefully you're all well. Take care. Hope you get some crafting done, and let me know if you're taking part in the MCAL, and let me know which of my yarn choices you think I should go with, and let me know what you've decided. If you're doing the MCAL, which way have you gone colour wise? Okay, chat to you next month. Bye.